surpasses all the other countries, including China. Not by a little bit, but by a lot. Sometimes double, triple, sometimes 10 times the amount. It's obscene what this country is spending on the military. Secretary of Defense, just listen, still a free country, Secretary of Defense Bob Gates said that he would support a cut of 16% in the military. I think it could be cut a lot more than that. But I'm asking you, would you commit to support cutting defense by 16% as long as we're looking at across-the-board cuts? And as long as the expenditures and deficits in this country are as bad as everybody knows they are, would you support a 16% cut in defense spending?
Let me put it this way. I hope 16% is all that we have to cut. If we continue to fund this football the way we have been, those cuts to that program and every other federal program are going to have to be a lot more severe. I don't know of any reason why a 16% couldn't be made to work, especially when you've got Secretary Gates acknowledging that. He does know a thing or two about the Defense Department after all. You refer to the fact that we're fighting multiple wars, not only in Iraq and Afghanistan, but also in Libya and elsewhere. This is a problem, especially since, by my count, we haven't had a declaration of war since the early 1940s. Libya is one that I find especially troubling, and one that I want to refer to recently, briefly. I'm very troubled by the fact that our president took us to war in Libya. And I define war here as something that is sometimes ambiguous, it's sometimes hard to tell when it starts, but I don't think it's all that much of a stretch to say that war has begun by the time you've got your own military personnel firing upon the sovereign territory of a foreign country, trying to take out the military establishment of said foreign sovereign country. That's a war. And yet this was a drive-by war in the sense that he didn't even stop by Congress to ask our permission. Not even a declaration of war, much less anything else. He didn't even ask for any kind of statutory authorization. Nor has he ever articulated any military justification. When pressed on the issue, he has said, well, I talked to a couple of members of Congress and legislative leaders. Last time I checked, talking to a couple of legislative leaders is not the same as getting authorization from Congress. It's certainly not the same thing as getting a declaration of war. Now, the only thing he can say is, well, Muammar Gaddafi is a really bad guy. He is a really bad guy. Sharp dresser, but a really bad guy. But if we're going to go after every bad guy in the whole world, we're going to be very busy, we're going to be very poor, and we're going to have very few of our precious sons and daughters left at the end.